We're a little late to the dance, but we're here. Yep. Everything there is working. Let me check. I was watching a thing on the A-Rod Derek Jeter beef from SB Nation.
Yeah.
It was really good.
Uh-huh.
And then I started watching the T.O. Donovan McNabb beef, which I didn't even know there was a beef between the two.
Oh, yeah, there was.
You gotta think, like, I was only 6 years old then. I don't even remember that.
Mm-hmm.
Check 1 2. Check 1 2. Don't you do this to me? You better come back. You better come back.
I can hear.
I don't even remember that.
I can hear.
Check 1 2. Everything sounds good.
Yeah.
We're gonna roll with it. We're gonna.
All right, cool. You gonna get your picture up on my end or what?
Why is it blank? Hold on, I know why it's blank. Yep, that's why. You should see my bright, smiling face now.
There you are. Oh, look at that. Hi, AJ. Hello. Hello.
That's why it wasn't working on the stream. I understand now.
What'd you do now? Oh,
I get it.
Oh, boy.
Let me make sure post stream works on here.
Got my tablet ready.
We're live.
All right. Oh, excuse me. That sounds good coming through.
Let me move this up a little bit. You can see the whole thing.
You can see my nose hair and everything right there, right?
Yeah. Yep.
Ooh.
Sure can.
That's right. Yeah, that's right.
I'll check back and see, make sure that's working. Share this to Twitter.
Yeah, you saw that what I tagged you in, I think it was on the, what was it, NBC Sports? Like with all the podcasts on there, and I'm like, hey, Lugs podcast.
Hold up. Oh, yeah, because I commented on it.
Yeah, you commented on it. So, and then you put the mask cast on there as well. I had to listen to my rant from last week.
Eddie from 3 Wide commented on it. He thought it was pretty good.
Oh, good.
He also was surprised by your pick, but I was like, oh, he beat me, so.
The Suarez pick?
Yeah, I was like, oh, he beat me, so I guess.
Yeah,
I guess he had that one right, eh?
Yeah, at least I had some. Hey, you know what? I've gotten the cup right. No, I got the cup wrong, Daytona. Because you had Johnson, I had Bowman, so.
Facebook.
Nice shot. Oh, just missed. Yeah, Kyle's in the truck race again Friday night.
Oh, so he'll win that one.
Yep.
Hey, can you give me a Celtic update while I'm doing this? I can only imagine we're losing, but...
That's on TV commercial right now, but Tampa Bay and the Rangers are tied at 3. This is the Sports Desk. Sports Desk.
It's sports at a desk.
There it is. Yeah, that role was so perfect for him.
Roll me Sports Desk again.
Sports Desk.
It's not delivery. It's Sports Desk.
That doesn't make any sense, dude. I think the Sports Desk I thought was the best part about the second one.
Oh, dude, I love that. That movie was made perfect.
Yeah.
For those in the pre-stream, the show hasn't started naturally, but Goon 2, best line, and I tell everybody that the best part of Goon 2 is Sports Desk.
Oh, we're getting an interview right now with Brad Stevens right now here on ESPN.
He's got to be pissed.
Marcus Smart going in with the layup. We don't even know.
Wait. Marcus Smart going in for a layup, not a three. I'm sure.
Yeah. The score is Portland 74 and Boston 66.
Yep.
Fourth quarter.
Perfect game to drop. Go 4 straight losses coming out of the All-Star break. Really show what type of team you have.
But we have an offensive foul here. Celtics are going to go back down the court here. Ryan Rankula, Sports Desk.
Then didn't he say like a sexual version of it?
Yeah.
He's like, all right, we're done.
Oh, Gordon Hayward with the turnover here.
Shocker.
Is this Harkless? No, he missed out with the follow-up stuff. 10-point Portland lead. I almost said Utah. Oy vey. This Portland team's pretty good. Wow, second chance points. 15 for Portland, 0 for the Celtics. Jaylen Brown inside with an easy layup.
All right. You ready to go live here? Finally get this thing started?
I'm ready to go live.
All right, let's roll intro.
Roll intro.
Wait, let me roll up the chat here.
Roll up the chat here. That's right. Let me get my chat. Oh, wait, before you go live, let me get into the chat as well. I'd like to chat with everybody.
Throw a message out there. Drop it down. Open up Stream Deck.
There you go.
Sports Desk. It's sports at a desk.
I had to throw that in there.
All right, let's go.
Yep.
If I bleed tonight, if I am sad tonight, I don't have a job to find. And if I work tonight, if I'm so tired tonight, I'll fall asleep when I'm home.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to a live stream after dark, basically. The Lugs Podcast, episode 52. I'm your host, AJ. With me, as always, after dark, is my co-host, Ryan.
After dark and shooting threes, Ryan, what's up, AJ? Speaking of which, Marcus Smart just missed a three. So.
You know, what a shocker. What a shocker. Takes the most threes out of anybody on the Celtic roster. I'm pretty sure the game where they just lost to Toronto last night.
Oh, they got blown out.
I'm pretty sure he took 50% of the shots from three, and they only made like 7.
Yeah. He just took it to the lane and got fouled, by the way. So,
yeah.
But anyways, before we get sidetracked here, being up late at night, how was the weekend, AJ?
The weekend was good up until, when the weekend ends, we get to tonight trying to record this, and technical difficulties strike as always. This time in epic fashions, epic proportions.
And not on my end. Woohoo!
Yeah, so we're finally here. It's a little bit late night, 10 o'clock. We're recording this, p.m. Eastern time, and we're here to talk some racing. But weekend was good. Weekend was pretty good. Softball on Saturdays, man.
Yeah, I heard you hit a home run this weekend, too.
Yeah, finally got the first dinger of the season. Had a one-up Pat, our buddy Pat.
And naturally, Pat didn't record it, so I don't know if he hit it or not. But you say
it was gone.
Okay,
Line drive, dead center. There was no doubt about it.
Didn't have any room to spare.
Not that I've ever had a job that asked me my softball stats on the resume. There's a kid on our team, and Tony says I sound like a robot, so I'm gonna have to fix that here. Keep talking, Ryan.
Sure. I know you're going to ask me about my weekend. So, yeah, the weekend was good. Yesterday, we had another ultrasound for baby Logan. So far, everything's going good with that good heartbeat. But according to this, they said they could be a little off. He's about 8.5, almost 9 pounds right now. They said they could be a little bit off on his weight. They normally add a little bit here or there. And then yesterday we went, did a couple hospital tours, different hospitals we may go to along the way during the birth, which is, as you know, fastly approaching. I say, if we're talking racing terms, we're in stage 3 of this thing. So we're coming to the what is it? The white flag sponsored by Credit One. So
yeah, you're about to catch up to some lap traffic.
Yeah, we might be. Yeah, lap traffic. Yeah, hopefully they just get out of our way. Hopefully they don't race us or anything like that. So
just going back to the story about the weekend. So, I was not that I was playing bad with it, but I switched to a different bat, a bat I hadn't swung in a year. So I'm getting all my pine tar on it, and the shortstop says, "You gonna hit a home run?" And I go, "I don't know. I haven't been able to get one yet." And I guess when the pitch was thrown, one of the guys on our team was telling me that the kid turned to him and said, "This is going far." Sure enough, before, like, as the pitch was in the air, he said, "That's gone." Sure was.
Nice.
So I was happy to get that one out of the way.
Yeah, it always takes the longest to hit that first, but once they come in bunches, man.
Yeah, dude, it's slow pitch softball. It ain't nothing to brag about.
Well, I remember playing Little League baseball, and in the first year after T-ball, kept getting walks, never hitting it, and I finally got that hit, and after that, they started coming bunches like that, and I miss playing, man. So
dude. There was a time where, like, I was playing softball and I wasn't having fun with it, and then now I'm playing with Pat and his brother and my buddy Trenton. You know Trenton. You probably know PJ, yeah. Pat's brother, too. Their cousin,
has he been in the party?
He's regularly in our Xbox parties. And
okay.
Since I've started playing with them, we're all on the same team again for the first time since, like, Little League. We've had a blast.
Oh, yeah, definitely. Definitely is a sport to play, so...
So, Ryan, we had a weekend of firsts in NASCAR at Atlanta.
Yes, we did.
Well, how about we get into a little gas and go here and recap what all happened this weekend?
Definitely going to be a fun show. Let's get into it.
Gas and Go, it's the point on the show where we go over the race weekend, and we had all 3 series in action as I see Ryan laughing hysterically in the background. What is so damn funny?
You'll never guess what Marcus Smart just did.
Did he just miss a 3? Another one? Probably wide open.
Yes. Oh, yeah, he was wide open, and he absolutely bricked it.
Yeah. Yep, that's about the Celtics season.
Oh, he was open and then he passed it up. Okay. Yeah, so Gas and Go, we're at Atlanta Truck Series. Right.
The Gander Outdoor Truck Series raced Saturday night, which it was supposed to start at, 4 o'clock, and I don't think it ended till about 9, 10 o'clock at night.
About 8:30. They had a little delay.
So Kyle Busch goes from the very back, dead last of the field to the front to win it. It's his 52nd Truck Series win, and he is now the most winningest Truck Series driver, which is kind of crazy to think about because he's already the most winningest Xfinity Series driver, and he races a ton of truck races and wins almost every one he's entered. I'm surprised it took him this long to become the most winningest driver.
I am too, though. I mean, you got to think now, especially with the new rules changes, only having Cup guys only racing 5 of the Truck Series races. He should have had it 2-3 years ago, but ever since they implemented this rule, taking a little longer. Yeah, there's been a couple times where he's crashed out of a race, and so. But yeah, congratulations to him, though. I still, when he gets to 200, little asterisk next to it. Still in my book,
the asterisk next to it, man. He's done it over 3 series. Richard Petty did it over 1. I understand that back when Petty raced, the Xfinity and the Truck Series drivers, what would be now, they were all racing in Cup. I get that. But you got to understand here to the disadvantage, or not the disadvantage, but the discredit to Kyle. He's racing an equipment that is top-notch level, and there's not even 75% of the Truck Series field that can compare in the financial cost that Kyle Busch makes for the Truck Series. You can't do it.
And there was a time in that race Saturday is they had a split screen. They had his in-car camera, and they had the other camera showing the rest of the field. All the racing going on. He was going places where those guys didn't want to go in a truck, and he was going up there, making the passes happen, getting to the lead. He got the lead, and now there's AJ. There's something I want to ask you. This is combined for both Saturday events, the Xfinity race, which was prior to the truck race. Were you surprised they got both races in, the duration of both these races, with the weather that was? They said there was mist, dense fog, everything like that. Because the Michigan race I went to and that ran on the Tuesday, our buddy Sean's first ever race, by the way, had a little fog in 3 and 4, and they didn't want to start the race until the fog lifted. Seeing the fog on Saturday, are you surprised they ran it?
It's common for the fog in Atlanta, and I remember that because my first race was Atlanta back in 2003. What I remember was it was rainy. And it was foggy, and they still ran the race in the fog. It got rained out on Sunday. They raced the finish of the race on Monday. And mind you, this is in the fall. This isn't even in the what is now the spring. This is the race before Homestead, Atlanta.
Oh, all right.
So it doesn't surprise me that they ran it, but I know watching practice Saturday morning, it looked like there was water on all the cameras and all that. I thought it was raining. I was surprised they even had the cars out there. And I know we're diving a little bit ahead here, but even Kyle Busch, he got a little loose and wrecked his primary car in practice. And I don't know if it had anything to do with it. I didn't hear the audio of it, but that track looked wet to me.
Yeah, like I said, I was telling the wife I'm surprised both the races got through the distance, even though the truck race had a little bit of delay because they had a red flag and then some moisture came. Then they had to have another red flag right back to back like that. So that killed the momentum of why that race got over about 9 o'clock, 8:30, 9 o'clock, somewhere in between there, I think.
Yeah, I missed. Like I said, I had softball. I missed the whole thing, to be honest with you.
Yeah,
I had to watch a recap of it on the internet after the race. But
very entertaining race, though. Very entertaining.
What I did catch on to was Johnny Sauter and Kyle Busch battling for the win there.
Yes, they were.
Sauter just didn't have enough truck for it. But after the race, Sauter was quoted saying that he was trying to wreck Kyle. And it brings me back to my prior statement earlier. It's the same thing. These guys don't have the same financial equipment that Kyle does. There's only one way you can beat him. I wouldn't have blamed Sauter for doing it. You're racing for a championship here. He's not.
Yeah, he's racing for wins, for the sponsor for his team and everything like that. But no, like you said, Sauter's going out there for a championship. Ready to get one. I mean, and great equipment for the Truck Series. But like you said, KBM Motorsports just got that. They got that
financial edge, and that's what it is.
Yeah,
Your driver, Natalie Decker, wrecking again.
Hey, you know what? That's why I'm glad to get her out of the way early. So
what I don't like is the people making the Danica comparisons already to Natalie Decker, just because you got to understand this is only her second Truck Series race ever.
Yeah. She's raced in the ARCA Series. She runs a lot of the the modifies, everything like that. She races all other styles of racing too. Now she wants to come up to do the NASCAR, get in the Truck Series, maybe the Xfinity Series here in a couple years.
Danica didn't even race truck, I don't think.
No, she went straight from, she went to the, obviously the IndyCar. She went to Xfinity, and then, what was it, a year in Xfinity, and she's like, oh, I'm big and bad Danica. I'm going to go drive NASCAR now.
Yeah, I just don't like the comparisons. It's way too early. She's 2 races into her NASCAR career.
She's what? Natalie Decker's what? How old is she?
22, 23. I'm not sure. 20.
I'll check. I'll check real quick. So if you want to give a little rundown here, go ahead.
Yeah, no, your stage winners: Kyle Busch sweeping all stages, 1, 2, and the race winner. Your top 5: Kyle Busch, Johnny Sauter, Grant Enfinger, Brett Moffitt, and Ben Rhodes. Your standings following Atlanta: Grant Enfinger, Austin Hill, Ben Rhodes, Johnny Sauter, Harrison Burton, Matt Crafton, Brett Moffitt, and Timothy Peters. Your next race is Las Vegas this Friday night, 9 o'clock p.m. Eastern on FS1.
That's going to be a good race right there at Vegas with the rules package they get in the Truck Series. Vegas always turns out to be a hell of a race to watch. By the way, Natalie Decker, June 25th of 1997, which means she is 21 years old. Same age as William Byron, I might add.
There you go. Little love story seeping in there.
Yeah, my William Byron shout out this week.
You got to throw it in there, didn't you?
Of course I do. You know me.
Moving on to the NASCAR Xfinity Series, and here is our first of the weekend. Well, yeah, our first. Christopher Bell gets the first win of the year for him, and only the second race, which it took him several races last year to get that first win.
Yes, it did.
He also got the first win for the Toyota Supra.
Yes, he did.
Yeah, I got to say, looking on this race, there was not a spot that Bell didn't cover. He led all but 20 laps.
That was a butt whooping is what that was. And it was...
That's a classic Atlanta ass whooping right there.
Yes, it was. There was great racing going on further in the pack, though. I mean, there are people like, hopefully he's got some flat tires, speeding on pit road. You know, a mistake that, because the car was dialed and the car was in tune, and that takes it to victory lane.
Yeah, Bell kind of picking up where he left off last year. He had a lot of wins last year, just couldn't pull off that championship bid.
Yep.
That final restart, though, I thought Jeffrey Earnhardt had a shot at getting that win there.
Oh, yeah. Well, it was prior to that final restart. I think it was Tyler Reddick. He was catching them, and I'm telling Sarah, I'm like, if they don't get a late caution here, I think Reddick can pass him and get this win. What was it, 3 laps to go? They get that caution. Reddick has a bad pit stop, ends up finishing 5th here on the board. Custer, good pit stop, goes to 2nd.
He tried to take it. He was catching him. If he had maybe 3 or 4 more laps, I think he might have had it.
Yep, and then you said Jeffrey Earnhardt had a great race, showing the kid can wheel the car. So hopefully he gets some more starts this year for the Gibbs team.
Yeah. Where was I? I had something else I wanted to throw in there. Oh, yeah, Brandon Jones. Jones had a shot, too, but just the pit road issue, the penalty there, that cost him that race, too.
Yeah, Chase Briscoe, who I picked in our little pick-em here, 15th, but he had a good long-run car. I think he got top 10 stages in the first 2 stages, and then a problem on pit road, I think, or he blew a tire and came through pit road, went through too many pit boxes, 2 laps down, 15th on the board.
Little side story kind of in this race, Ryan. How about Jimmy Johnson in the booth?
I thought him and I thought they did a fantastic job. I think Harvick's going to be permanently in the booth. I don't know what they're doing with Michael Waltrip. I think maybe they're trying to phase him out, it seems like. I don't know if you think that, but...
That's another guy who has a new podcast that just debuted last week, Michael Waltrip.
I don't know. Did you take a listen to it?
I did listen to it. It was pretty good. He had Matt DiBenedetto on, and they talked about Daytona and his chance to win there. It was pretty good. I got to say, I like Michael Waltrip on a podcast form.
Yep, a lot of people are doing podcasts now. So
they're all copying us.
Yeah, what's going on with
just
that?
A little credit here, a little reference. We are not the first. We're not the last. We're not the best. Obviously, with our technical difficulties tonight, we are not the best.
We enjoy doing what we're doing. So.
Hey, we wouldn't be up at 10 o'clock on a Wednesday night if we didn't love doing this.
Especially when I got to be up at 5:30.
Same here. Your stage winners in this one, Christopher Bell sweeps all the stages, 1-2 race winner. And your top 5, Christopher Bell, Colt Custer, Justin Allgaier, Brandon Jones, and Tyler Reddick. Your standings following Atlanta, Christopher Bell, Brandon Jones, Justin Allgaier, Tyler Reddick, Colt Custer, Tyler Reddick. Did I put Reddick on your tight? Oh, yeah, Austin Cindric. I'm sorry, I put Reddick where Cindric was supposed to be. Jeffrey Earnhardt, Michael Annett, Ross Chastain, Ryan Sieg, Justin Haley, and John Hunter Nemechek. Your next race is Las Vegas this Saturday, 4 o'clock p.m. Eastern on FS1.
Going to be another good one right there. The weather, they said, I haven't checked, I haven't looked too much into the weather, but they had snow in Vegas. But how about that? They get snow, and now they're going to get a race this weekend.
Has hell frozen over.
I mean, has hell frozen over. It could have.
We had the Monster Energy NASCAR Cup Series racing on Sunday. They actually got the race in, a race that our friends at the PETM podcast go do. They actually got to see the race without it getting rained out or delayed till Monday with lap traffic there with them.
Yeah, I looked at, I was watching, what was it, race day, right before, and they're going to the track and everything like that, and you see the flag blowing in the background. On Sunday here in Michigan, we had a high wind. They call it a bomb. So we had high winds, and everybody's like, "Oh, the power's going to go out. Power's going to go out." Like, I can't remember how many people lost power. Quite a few people lost power. Fortunately, we didn't, and I'm like, "Hey, honey, look, it's like it is here, windy."
Well,
but yeah, they got the race in though, so.
Yeah, and just before we get into like your race winner and all that, how about our first look at the new aero package with qualifying? And you knew right from the get-go that clean air was king when you had Clint Boyer and Austin Dillon fighting to see who the first off pit road was for the final segment of qualifying.
Well, that's funny because you had texted me Friday. He was like, "You're like, are you watching qualifying?" I'm like, "No, I just got to my mom's house." And I'm like, "Mom, turn on Fox Sports 1." She's like, "I don't know what channel that is." Search for cable. He finally found it, and then I see what you were talking about. But yeah, clean air with that. And it's funny, too, in the interview, Dylan's like, "Oh, at least he didn't get the pole."
Yeah,
but,
I mean, I was really pulling for Boyer there because he was like, he's on this pole drought of like, what was it, 400 and something races?
About that.
So I was pulling for him there, and he won the first two segments of qualifying. And Eric Almirola, that car came on like a BAMF.
Yep. And by the way, I still think, I get mile and a half, you want to do the 3 rounds. Please just stick to 2 rounds. Your fastest 12 go on for the pole. No need to run the car and an extra segment. Even though that I guess from what I saw, the time went from 20 minutes to 15 minutes. I think.
Yeah,
in round one.
The thing was, Ryan, I don't know if you've noticed this, but on the second round of qualifying,
yeah,
the speeds and the times picked up.
Yeah.
So I actually didn't mind that second round of qualifying there.
I mean, like I said, I just like to see it, though. I mean, like I said, we're not going to get it, but...
So getting into the race, Ryan, as everyone can see our show title, Brad Keselowski pulls a Michael Jordan, wins Atlanta with the flu, has the first win for the Mustang in the Cup Series. I initially put the first win for the Mustang in the Cup Series, but that's not true.
Yeah,
I think it was Buddy Baker back in the 70s won in a Mustang.
Yeah.
And correct me if I'm wrong on that. I believe I read yesterday it was Buddy Baker. It might have been a different driver, but I think that's who it was.
Do a little research here after the show and then put it on the Twitter page.
We'll make our corrections after. Hell of a battle with Martin Truex Jr. there at the end. Truex fed up with the lap traffic in front of him, specifically Ricky Stenhouse Jr. I just want to make a point here before we get on our thoughts on the new rules package. The one thing I noticed was clean air was king, but it wasn't like last year's Atlanta where the leader, once it got into clean air, it would just pull away. And I think, this is just my theory on it, when the trailing car catches lap traffic when it's trying to catch the leader, picks up that draft off the lap car, and it almost works like a run at Daytona or Talladega, and it just keeps pushing you forward, even more forward. So
yeah,
a guy in second that's maybe 2 seconds back can easily catch the leader.
Yeah, because that happened with Kyle Larson. He would be catching, he'd get up to the lap traffic, he would lose his momentum. That's when Harvick or who else led? Keselowski. They would get up to him and they would get him loose and go around him. And that's something I noticed too. It would be like you'd have the first 4 guys, but then.
You still there, Ryan? I thought I lost you for a second.
No, I'm still here. But like I was saying though, like if you're looking at the board, I like to look at the board, see how far everybody's back. I like to see where my drivers are, see where they are in reference to the leaders, roughly how long it takes to get around the track. And it's like, okay, you had first through 5, like 6 seconds from first to second, but then it dropped off to like 13, 10 and everything like that. But they were all close together. It was all good racing. And I've been reading people on a couple of the NASCAR pages that were at the race saying it was one of the better Atlanta races they had been to. Not only, when you go to a race, you're not just watching one car. I know there's some people that do that. But look at all the stuff you got going on in back of the field, side by side, beating and banging, moving up forward. But like I said, Rochester Hills, Michigan, Brad K gets the win.
Yes, he did. Brad K. This was such an unpredictable race, Ryan, and I believe it was Mick Rose, GoDucks42_Mick on Twitter said this, that at one point he had 5 different drivers that he thought could have or would have won that race. And you mentioned Kyle Larson, who beats himself again with a pit road penalty. Ryan Blaney had a solid run. I think he came in for a late pit stop and just could never get his car to rebound after that.
Yep.
I'm trying to think of who else was up there. Harvick was up there for a little bit, but all weekend Harvick was battling problems with that race car. During qualifying, it was the power steering, and said he didn't know if he could get it fixed in time or get it fixed the way it's supposed to be.
Yep.
You mentioned the crowd, the crowd and the fans who went there. What a solid crowd they had, and I have mentioned that to you. I don't remember seeing an Atlanta race that packed for the last 10 years.
I think it was the excitement of the new rules package here. Yes, there were still some empty seats. You're going to see that at every, all these tracks nowadays. I mean, it's just the nature of the beast right now. But like they even said on NASCAR America, I think it was Letarte that said that Atlanta had a great walk-up crowd the day of the race. So. Which is good. It
was just such unpredictable weather all weekend, so you got to think people are waiting until the last minute to decide, hey, am I going to this thing or is it going to rain? I really think that plays a huge factor into it, and it's such a local market. And I think it's just because of the day of the race. I think they either need a second date for Atlanta or push that race back a little bit, even make it a night race again. I used to love when they ran Atlanta at night.
You know what they need? You know what they should do is after Daytona, maybe go to Texas because Texas has those 2 races. Go to Texas for your second race, and then go back out onto the West Coast, which was where we're coming up to this weekend. I would be all for that. I think
I didn't mind when they went right out to the West Coast right after Daytona. I thought that was solid because it's always good weather out there this time of year.
Except Vegas, you had snow. So I mean,
Vegas had snow, but I'd rather deal with snow than rain.
That is true. Hey, look at Bristol a few years ago, doing snow.
Martinsville, wasn't it Martinsville last year was snowing?
Yeah, Martinsville last year that they had to run it on the Monday. But like I said, AJ, overall, I give the rules package 2 thumbs up right now. Later on in the show, during everybody's favorite segment, the Ryan Trent segment, I got a little something about that. So
I thought the rules package did its job. The one thing about Atlanta that you can't use your initial judgment on of the new rules package is the fact that Atlanta is so abrasive on tires. So you have a lot of tire wear, and with that you can't really tell with like a pack racing. And also you got that not the tri-oval, but that front stretch where you have pretty much 2 corners. It changes the whole ball game with that. I think you have to wait until after IMS or ISM. I think it's ISM now, Phoenix.
Just call Phoenix.
You're going to have to wait till after this West Coast swing to really give a good thought, a good idea on how this package is going to work out.
three different style tracks. Marcus Smart just jacked up a 3 missed again. So,
but it is just he is par for the season with that.
Oh man!
It's a wonderful world being a Celtic fan when you predicted before the season started they'd be in the finals, and then you see this poop show they keep putting on.
I'm gonna give a quick shout out here to 3 drivers. One being Ryan Preece. The 2 races so far this year, he's ran great.
And he was running great up until that pit road incident where he gets caught looking at the tack.
Yep. And then Chris Buescher, he's been having a solid year this year.
Both G cars, nice.
Yep. And then Daniel Hemrick. How about Daniel Hemrick? We got a guest here in the Loose Lugs podcast.
Hemrick, who decided to have one of the wackier pit stops I've seen, decided he was just going to pull it straight in instead of coming in at a normal angle. That was another thing, Ryan. Pit stops in this thing. You had a point where Alex Bowman was blocking in Joey Logano, who was blocking in Martin Truex Jr., and I don't remember if it was Logano to Bowman or if it was Truex to Logano saying, if he blocks me in one more time, I'm going to knock him off the jack.
That would be Logano to one Alex Bowman.
So we had, 5 cautions in this? 6 cautions? 2 for incident, and then, what was it, 4 for planned cautions?
Yeah. No, they had because they had the overnight rain. They had the what's it called? The competition caution,
which I hate. I hate the competition caution.
I
get why they do it, but I just hate it.
Yeah, exactly. There was another thing I was going to say. Forgot what it was. It'll come to me.
Can we talk about this real quick, Ryan? Repave, yes or no?
No.
I'm with you. No, don't repave it. I saw a bunch of fans complaining on Twitter that the track needs to be repaved because it's too abrasive, and the racing at Atlanta gets better and better every year because as that asphalt gets aged to it, it builds so much more character to it.
Yes, it does.
I love Atlanta weekend.
I remember I was going to say it was a crew member for Chris Buescher got injured during the race, and send thoughts out to him. I know he
got something with ACL.
Yes, the ACL. Yep. So, but get well soon. Get back on your feet. See you in the pits.
Restarts were awesome this race. Just throwing that out there.
Oh, of course they were.
They always are at Atlanta, though. But my last bullet point I want to hit on, Ryan.
Yep.
And then I'll hand it back over to you. If you're Hendrick Motorsports, is it time to start worrying already? Or do you give it time? They came on strong at the end of last season, but it just seems like the Chevy camp as a whole still hasn't found their way around the new Camaros.
No. Ford's caught on with the Mustang.
Very quickly. Quicker than I thought.
Yeah, oh yeah, same here. Sorry about that. I was getting a drink here.
I'm going to get I'm going to put my worry meter to like a 2 out of 10. Or a 3. We'll go with 3. It's a little bit more elevated. We'll go 3. We'll pull a Dave Portnoy here, who's a newly found race fan. We'll call it a 3.2.
I'm actually going to go a 4.
You're going to go a solid 4.
Yeah, I'm going to go solid 4. I think after the momentum they have riding at Daytona, the pole, the clash one from Johnson, running up front in the Daytona 500, unfortunately getting taken out in somebody's other incidents. I thought with this new rules package here that Hendrick, they would have had it. They would have gotten it down. Like I said, right now I'm at a 4. I mean, it's going to take some time for Jimmy and Meendering to get, the feet wet, so to speak. Same with William and Chet, even though they did win the pole for the 500. So it's Chase and it's Pullman with the crew chiefs that they've been with.
Yeah, it feels weird to say that Chase Elliott and Alex Pullman are the two that are kind of carrying Hendrick along here.
Yep.
Your stage winners, Ryan. This is weird from the other 2 races of the weekend. We had three different stage winners. First stage was Kyle Larson, your second stage was Kevin Harvick, and your race winner was Brad Keselowski.
Yep. And I've seen a lot of people too on I think it's Twitter and a couple of the Facebook pages where they were making the green flag pit stops and then Kyle cut his tire when there was only 2 cars on the lead lap, and everybody's like, well, why? You know, everybody took the wave around, but why were multiple lap down cars in front of or like in between the leaders and the other guys that just got back on lap?
That final restart was just a cluster, you know what.
Yes, it was.
I understand the rule. They lined up right, but it's just, to me, it doesn't make sense, and it didn't make sense before. Why you would have lead lap cars,
yep,
lap down cars, and then wave around cars. Why would it not be wave around cars, then lap down cars? Or you line up how you're positioned.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, then you create this whole. I think it was Chase that went from he was 5th, but due to the wave round, he technically was in like the 15th starting position on track.
Yep.
Even though he was still 5th.
And
then it dropped him all the way down to his actual position at the time, which was 21st. And I was like, you can't do this.
Exactly.
That's just me as a pissed off fan, but.
And that's just not that it's like I remember back in the day where they always put the lap down cars to the back of the field. If you're multiple laps down after the wave around cars go by, go to the back.
Or before we did the double file restarts all the time, it was lap down cars started on the inside lane.
Yeah, I remember doing that. I mean, they want the double file restarts.
Please, it's more exciting. It's way more exciting.
Because I remember the first year they did the double restarts it was Pocono, then Michigan, back to back. And that was turn 1 when they did the double file restarts. And, the thrill, oh, man. And now this is where we're at right now. But like they said, they need to do something with the guys that are multiple laps down from the guys that take the wave around. I understand it's track position where they come out when they freeze the field. Understand that. But they got to do something about that. So
I hear you there. Your top 5 in this one: Brad Keselowski, Martin Truex Jr. I almost said Ryan Truex for some reason. Kurt Busch, Kevin Harvick, and Clint Bowyer. Your standings following Atlanta: Denny Hamlin, Brad Keselowski, Kevin Harvick, Kyle Busch, Kyle Larson, Joey Logano, Eric Jones, Kurt Busch, Clint Bowyer, Ricky Stenhouse Jr., Eric Almirola, Martin Truex Jr., Alex Bowman, Ryan Blaney, Ryan Newman, and Jimmy Johnson. Your next race is this Sunday in Las Vegas, 3:30 p.m. Eastern on Fox.
Apparently, because they're saying Keselowski was because I'm searching it right now. They're still saying Keselowski gets the first one for the Mustang.
I'm telling you, I think it was back in the 70s. Someone posted it. I can't remember who.
Here, let me do my voice command thing here. It helps out. Who won NASCAR's first race in a Ford Mustang?
Here we go. We have a Google help here. I'm trying to find it while you're trying to find it.
Yeah. It's still saying Keselowski on my end.
Someone had posted. I thought it was yesterday.
Huh.
Man, I can't remember.
But yeah, like I said, I enjoyed the race. Thought it was a great race. Hey, I got a question to ask you while you're looking at that. Do you agree with Truex or what on him getting mad at the 17?
I understand at the time him being frustrated. I think now that he's had a couple days to think about it, it's kind of sounds dumb from his perspective now. But I understand at the time in the heat of the moment being upset about it.
I mean, I mean, like I said, I understand. Like you just said, I understand where he's coming from. Normally, lap down guys get out of the way when they're multiple laps down. Stenhouse was only 1 lap down. They get a caution. Guess what? He's back on the lead lap. He goes into the pits, gets 4 fresh Goodyears, or as what they say, feel goods. Who knows? He could salvage the top 10 if they would have had that caution, which they didn't get, and he ended up a lap down. I mean, like I said, I understand where Truex is coming from, but guess what? Put the bumper to him if he's in your way. Put the bumper to him. Get him out of your way.
Yeah, you got a bumper. Why not use it?
Hey, it's like in that movie GoldenEye. Use bumper. That's what it's for.
God, this is going to kill me. I know I read this yesterday.
Yeah. And then, what is it? We got, Vegas this weekend?
It is Vegas this weekend.
On Fox, if I'm not mistaken.
3:30 p.m. on Fox.
There you go. AJ is trying to...
deep in this just because, I know I saw it. Oh, okay, here it is. It was from NASCAR on Reddit. At Keselowski got the Mustang its first Cup Series win since Bobby Allison got it done at Bowman Gray Stadium in 1971.
Okay, all right.
And Bowman Gray Stadium, man, that's going way back.
Yeah, no kidding.
And for those watching on our live stream,
hello.
It'll focus in.
Yeah,
there it is.
Go this way a little bit. There you go. I can see it now.
So, I was correct. It was not the first win for Mustang.
Let me look that up again.
So,
right, go ahead.
I'm just gonna get a tire up here. We got one news article to hit on this week.
Left side. Pull this left rear fender out, left side.
Tire Up is one of the show where we go over the news of the week, and what a quiet news week it was. The only thing I put down, Ryan, was Kyle Larson calling out Hendrick Motorsports for cheating. Now, Larson has since said it was a joke, and I didn't hear the actual interview or read it, the actual quote. I just saw the little headline. And, man, if it's a joke, good, whatever. You know, you're just trying to make it funny and it was taken out of context. But I wouldn't be making that joke when that's my engine provider. And what I got from it was Larson had said something along the lines of Hendrick always gets better later in the season because they have time to look over the rule book a little bit or something along the lines of that. And it's funny. I'll give him that. I mean, that's a funny comment. That's a bold comment to make when that's your engine builder. And that's when I sent you that little meme of
which I got a kick out of, by the way.
I think it was it the dude from Archer? I think it was the dude from Archer.
Uh-huh.
And it was right after that headline was posted, and it said, do you want motors that blow up in the playoffs? Because that's how you get motors that blow in the playoffs.
Or tires that are underinflated.
But I just, people have too thin a skin. They let this stuff get to them, and
yes, they do.
I think it was a meaningless statement that was taken way out of context.
Oh, of course.
And that was my initial thought when reading it, or when reading the headline of it.
Yep.
Any news from you this week that I didn't put down here?
Nothing really newsworthy, but just to say that, Regan Smith and Bobby Labonte were very happy with the rules package at Atlanta.
Oh, man, you're talking about Atlanta. I just remembered the radioactive after that Ryan Preece incident. BJ McLeod saying that, it was only Ryan. I'll get yelled at it after the race or something like that. I was laughing.
Those two must be
ass off.
Those two must be buddy then. So
that's all I got for news. If you got anything else,
yeah, no news really. So
let's get to some social media then.
All right.
Social media update. We are at 993 downloads on Podbean, iTunes, and Stitcher. We might eclipse 1,000 after this episode's posted.
We could.
We have 267 followers on Twitter, 23 subscribers on YouTube, one from last week, 77 likes on Facebook, new follower shout-outs this week. We have Spencer at EH075. Thank you for the follow. Our podcast shout-outs this week, we have, as always, the Lap Traffic Podcast, the PTM Racing Podcast, the My Opinion Therefore Fact Podcast, All Turns No Brakes Podcast, the 3 Wide Podcast, the Masscast, and the Side Draft Podcast. Places you can find us on iTunes, Podbean, Stitcher, and YouTube by searching in the Loose Lugs Podcast. Make sure you subscribe, follow, turn that notification bell so it can ding.
Ding!
And on Twitter, we are at Lugs Podcast, and you can tweet us about the show using the hashtag LugsPod. On Facebook, in your search bar, we are the Loose Lugs Podcast. Our personals, myself is Grey Goose F-150, and Ryan?
Cola 88.
And just a heads up, if you have Mixer or Xbox or something like that, gaming-wise, a little, guilty pleasure self-promotion here, a little cheap plug. I've been trying to get my stream up lately. I have 3 followers on my stream, but after the races, I'll be on streaming, talk with you guys about what my thoughts were on the race, and I'm sure Ryan will pop in from time to time to give his input on it. So if you want to search on Mixer, SOB_goon, that GOON. That is my handle on that. I stream everything from Forza to hockey to, what was it the other day? I think it was Black Ops the other day, Fortnite.
Yep, Call of Duty, Fortnite.
I'm still young, man. I can still do these things and not get called a nerd for it.
That's true.
But that is it for social media. Ryan, take it away. It is time for your rant. I still don't have the sound clip from Sean yet, but take it away. What's your rant this week?
We need to get that clip. We need to get that clip from our buddy Sean. Guys, not going to be as animated as I was last week. I had to go back and listen to it again, and man, did I sound fired up about the last lap and waiting to pass. So this week, in conclusion, hope everybody enjoyed Atlanta. I 2 thumbs up. Good job. Keep up the good work. It's with, I think it was Monday and or Tuesday. I'm at work. I'm on breaking. People are on a couple Facebook pages, and people are asking about, what do you guys think of the new rules package? People were already bashing it before the race even started, before they practice on Friday at Atlanta, because they've seen all the practices at Vegas and a couple other tracks that they tested with the new rules package. Give it time. NASCAR is already stated. Steve O'Donnell's come out and said after the Atlanta race, we liked what we saw. There is a few tweaks to it. Please, before you bash something, give it a chance. I know I bash a couple things and it plays out. I'm all for it. If it doesn't, guess what? We're right to begin with. But please give it a shot.
Yeah, I told you, or I even posted it on Twitter before the race even started. Do not give your judgments off of this race with the rules package.
Yeah, exactly.
Save it for a few races in. And honestly, now that I'm thinking about it, because you have a short track, if you consider it a short track in Phoenix ISM coming up, I would wait even farther after that. Because I think after Phoenix, it's what, Martinsville?
Yeah, Phoenix and Martinsville. I think you go Phoenix, Martinsville, Bristol, and Talladega, if I'm not mistaken.
I don't think it's Talladega that early. It might be Talladega that early.
Let me pull the schedule up.
But you gotta wait till we get to some more of these intermediate tracks to really give your perspective on what you think of the rules package. Las Vegas and Fontana are going to be great.
Oh, of course.
Great measuring sticks to what we think this is going to be. But give it at least halfway through the season before you can really make a solid guess on what you think this package is or what your thoughts are on it.
And that's what I even said that in one of the posts. It's like, guys, give it time. This is the problem with I say fans, and how about this? Any professional sport, always judging before it takes place. So, all right, we got Vegas, then we go obviously to Phoenix, then to Cali, Martinsville, Texas, Bristol, Richmond, then Talladega.
So you got a bunch of short tracks thrown in there.
Yes.
So
and then
you're gonna have to wait post Talladega to really give it a judgment on it.
Yeah, exactly.
But
like I said, it's just people thinking that, I don't know. I'm not saying they know everything, but it just, I don't know, just grinds my gears.
I was about to say, it really grinds your gears, huh?
That's right, grinds my gears.
Is that it for your rant?
Yeah. Oh, well, then other than the normal, but I'm not going to get into that because I repeat myself a lot. But the driver's not having enough cojones to do something about lap traffic and getting out of the way. Man,
I gotta say, I agree with Truex in saying that if he had another lap or didn't have to worry about those lap cards, he would have caught him.
I'm sure he would have caught him. I told the wife, I'm like, if they had another lap or if he would have gotten around Stenhouse quicker, he'd have won the race.
I think so too.
But guess what? He didn't. So, but we've shouted out to the lap traffic here quite a bit this evening on the show.
Yes, we have. Yes, we have. All right, let's get to the white flag, Ryan. Let's do some predictions.
Right.
Tight, keep looking in the mirrors. In line with you, coming to the white. Only two.
After last week, Ryan, I am now up 4-2 on the year over you. So I get to go first again this week. All 3 series are in Las Vegas. And in the truck series, Ryan, I'm taking the 98 Grant Enfinger.
I love that pick. I was going to pick that. Actually, guys, we did the picks last night, so I didn't take any of his drivers, but that's a great pick right there. Enfinger runs great at Vegas.
Just trying to build that lead a little bit.
Yeah. I got to come out swinging for the the fences tonight. So I'm going with a Kyle Busch Motorsports truck. I'm going to go with Harrison Burton.
Nice pick. Almost finished second last week.
Yes, he did.
He had a shot. If that red flag would have ended the race, I think Harrison Burton would have finished second.
Yeah, I would have won.
In the Xfinity Series, Ryan, I'm going with a wild card here.
All right.
I'm going with Zane Smith in the number 8 Junior Motorsports car. I'm going with a shot here. I can only use the driver once, so that's the driver I'm using for Las Vegas.
May as well start him in the first race he's in. So, I'm going to go with John Hunter Nemechek here. I need to come out swinging here. So here it is. I'm going for the fences.
I mean, going for the fences would be like a Christopher Bell or a Justin Allgaier.
No, I'm not. I already took Allgaier. Took him
that's right. You already used him.
Yeah. I took Allgaier at Daytona.
In the Cup Series, Ryan, I'm taking a guy that I thought had a solid run at Atlanta, and going back to his home state, Las Vegas, Nevada, I'm taking Kurt Busch in the number 1 Monster Energy Chip Ganassi Racing Chevrolet.
All right, who's your dark horse then?
My dark horse, I'm picking Alex Bowman. Big time Bowman.
I thought it was Showman Bowman.
It is Showman Bowman. I call him Big time Bowman.
Bowman the Showman or something along those lines there, eh? So, all right, I'm going with the guy right now. I thought it was going to take a while for this car make to come out, but they've come out swinging so far. Give me the number 14 of Clint Boyer to get the job done, to park it in victory lane or ahead of AJ's Kurt Busch. Give me Clint Boyer. My dark horse is one of the 3 guys I mentioned in the shout-outs, and that'll be Chris Buescher.
Boucher. Little Ferris Bueller's Day Off reference for you.
That's nice. But what are you looking forward to most this weekend there?
Rules package. This is really, Atlanta was a great appetizer, but now you get to the entree of Las Vegas to really see how this is going to play out. So I'm looking forward to the rules package here, and pretty much that's the only thing I'm looking forward to, just because the unpredictability. I don't know what to expect, so that's what I'm looking forward to.
I saw, I forgot where, it was somewhere on Facebook. It was one of the tests. They had a camera up high, I'd say about 100, maybe 150 yards past start-finish line, and they were doing it, they were 2x2 as they were coming to a restart or to the start of the race. And are we in for a treat, boy, ladies and gentlemen?
Ryan, here's something for you. since we're still in the white flag, so we get to do predictions here. Over under on the gambling references used by the TV broadcasts when we're in Las Vegas this weekend.
Over.
Over what?
Over 5.
I'm gonna go with the under. Since you went with the over, I'm going under.
Wait, how about for all weekend? Whether it be
you're going all weekend. Give me the over. Just give me the over.
Actually, let's do 20 for that.
Under.
Over.
Still taking the under on that. Someone's got to keep track of this.
Well, every time they go to break, but when you're in Vegas, you got to gamble. When you're in Vegas, you got to gamble. Oh, you're going to the slot machines there, you got to gamble.
Well, Ryan.
Oh, man, I can hear that now.
That is all I've got this week.
That's all I got, too. I'm like you said, I'm definitely looking for the rules package this weekend. I think you're going to see some more. I think all the races so far this year have been rather entertaining besides the Xfinity race, Daytona, I mean, which was still a fun race to watch. But we're in for some more treats this weekend. I'm telling you that.
I'm excited for it.
I honestly think NASCAR might have, I'm going to knock on wood here, maybe hit one out of the park with this rules package.
Well, Ryan,
we'll wait and see when we get to those tracks that we got coming up, the intermediates and all that good stuff.
I agree with you. Hit him with it, Ryan.
Guys, hope everybody has a fun weekend. Don't spend too much time at them slot machines. We'll see you at Vegas. We'll see you at the track.
All right, thank you to everybody who tuned in tonight. Thanks to everyone who talked in the chat with us. We appreciate you for tuning in. If you're on Podbean, iTunes, Stitcher, for downloading us and listening to it, helping us get to 1,000. Las Vegas this weekend. Time to make some gambles. Everybody have fun. We'll see you.
Let it ride.
Say